Hi, I am Ronan Gano.
And I'm Jessica Ferns.
Hey, welcome to the new James Lawson News Network. Here we will discuss and provide you with the most updated sports, arts, education, accomplishments, and initiatives around the school. As this is our first streamcast of the year, we want to apologize for running a little behind, and we look forward to doing our best to make that up to you.
That's right, Ronan, so let's get right to it. Our first story is a focus on our football teams, varsity, junior varsity, and our city championship winning freshman team and how they feel about their first historic season in the history of James Lawson went.
The coolest thing about it was both teams knew each other really well. We were there at Pearl's stadium, and it was on their home field. They scored the first drive of the game, and they never scored again. We ended up winning 12-6 in triple overtime. Right, freshman games typically don't go to overtime. 12-6 in triple overtime. We forced a fumble to be able to win the game. You know, we probably had like 6 takeaways in that game. It was so awesome to be able to see that for those young men, and it was a goal that we had talked about. Right, our season started off with what a lot of people don't know. We were down 18-0 to East in the first game. And our guys stayed the course, and we ended up winning 20-18. Went on a 20-0 run to win the rest of the game. They had to have faith in believing in an unseen, right? Because the building wasn't here yet. They couldn't come over here. You know, they just believed in something and took a chance. And I think that makes it that much more special. You know, we got a win versus Glencliff, 51-0. You know, and so it's one of those things that, unfortunately this season, some of the games obviously hadn't went our way. But we know that we've gotten better, right? Sometimes the scoreboard doesn't necessarily indicate that, and that's the end result on the scoreboard isn't always necessarily indicative of what necessarily is happening in the growth that's happening in your program, right? Like, we're planting seeds, and we know it takes time for things to continue to bloom and continue to blossom into what it's going to become, right? And so we know that we had a little bit of a late start compared to other people, and so it was going to be a tough season, but the greatest thing is, and Coach Gore said this, is like, typically in the past, teams with records like this, maybe not necessarily fighting this late in the season. And so for our guys to continue to fight week in, week out, that's the one thing that I'm the most proud of them for. Every single game, regardless of what the score was, they fought until the end.
As we are almost to our final story, I do want to talk about a spotlight on the Freshman Academy principal, Shannon Fay, and her focus on bringing academic excellence to the Freshman Academy of James Lawson High School.
James Lawson's own Shannon Fay has over 28 years as a Metro Nashville public school teacher, teaching everywhere from Johnson Middle School to being a Freshman Academy principal here at James Lawson. We decided to take a few minutes to sit down and talk with her and find out what makes the Freshman Academy tick.
So the Freshman Academy is a place for our students to come as they transition from middle school into high school with a lot of additional supports. We try to work with our students on earning credits as opposed to just getting grades. We try to explain to them the process of the different academies that are coming up that they may get to visit later in the year and that they'll get to learn about as they make their decisions for 10th through 12th grade. But really, it's a time where we are truly supporting them as they make that transition from middle school to high school. Students in middle school earn grades, they go to related arts, they don't earn credits. They don't know anything about credits. They don't really understand that concept, and they still think of electives when they come to high school as related arts. So it doesn't count. Why am I doing this? If I make a failing grade, it's all good. So really helping them through the process of we need to pass that class just like we need to pass math and science and the other classes. And so with that, one of the classes that every freshman takes is we have a PLT time as well as freshman seminar and AVID. And in that time, we teach them how to organize themselves. We teach them how to keep up with their assignments. We teach them how to study for assessment so that they can be successful in their classrooms. And so a lot of that time is spent building into them, hopefully, good habits that'll follow them through all of high school. As most of you know, when you see me all over the place, typically I try to be in classrooms as much as possible. I really enjoy going in classrooms. I like being in and seeing what the students are doing, what the teachers are doing, and being able to give them feedback on that. So I try to do that for the majority of my day. Obviously, there's some time where we have to spend dealing with some students who maybe didn't make good choices the previous day. I always get to spend my lovely 30 minutes in the cafeteria dealing with lunch and helping them through the lunch line and keeping them from hopefully throwing too much food and all those wonderful things. And then the Freshman Academy team is actually in charge of buses at the end of the day. So the whole team goes out front and helps make sure all the students get on the buses, and then we roll those buses at the end of the day to get them out of here. they will go downtown to the Music City Center. Sorry. They'll go to the Music City Center. They will have different people from different walks of life, different jobs. They'll have realtors, they'll have business people, they'll have lots of different people. And so students will have the opportunity to interview them. And so every freshman in all of Metro schools goes. Everybody has a set time. We'll be there with a couple of other schools. We'll walk through. They'll each get to pick who they talk to. So it's not like they have to stay and all talk to the same people, but they get that opportunity. We are looking for doing definitely some type of fun field trip in the spring for our students who've just kind of really been on point all year long, stayed in good standing with their academics, their behavior, their grades. We haven't really decided what that is, but we've been talking about that as a team. So those are kind of right now what we have on the calendar, but obviously open to others as they come up. Last year, we were able to take a group to the African American Museum, and we really enjoyed that. So we'd probably like to do that again. We just need to see if we can get that into our schedule. This is year 28 for me in Metro. So I have never been in a building new, not even close to new. I was at Antioch Middle when it was redone the first time, but it was kind of halfway done when it was redone. Now it's been redone the right way. So it's really nice to have new furniture and new space. But I'll tell you, most of the freshman teachers and myself were just really happy that we have an adult bathroom on our floor this year. I know that sounds kind of silly and petty, but yeah. Last year there was no adult bathroom on the upstairs floor at Hillwood, and so you didn't know if you were going to walk in on smoking or what. So it's nice to be able to go to the bathroom and just be able to use the restroom when you need to do that.
Hello, my name is Ryan Gano, and I will be your arts and entertainment reporter for James Lawson News. So we got a good story to you. A few of our choir members have auditioned for Mid-State, and we have a quick little interview with 3 of them. So, roll that.
Mr. Tyler Meredith is preparing Joseph Collins, Cade Selby, and David Boyer for a mid-state vocal competition. The young men couldn't be more excited to represent Lawson.
I am doing these 2 pieces, and I'm gonna try my best. I don't know.
This is my first time, my first year doing choir. I'm just kind of doing Mid-State because I feel like it'd be cool. Kind of get the experience. If I make it, that'd be fun. But yeah, I enjoy singing these songs. Honestly, it's just fun to do. So I'm pretty excited.
2 days ago, I didn't know this piece.
You sound great, and good luck, fellas.
I am so proud of these students for auditioning for the Middle Tennessee Vocal Association Mid-State Honor Choir. We had a very successful audition result. Cade Selby and Ronan Gano both made All-State and Mid-State. Ellie Grenier made All-State Alternate and Mid-State. And finally, Joseph Collins made Mid-State. These 4 students will travel to Murfreesboro very, very soon and sing with the best singers in Middle Tennessee.
For the seniors who want their baby pictures in the yearbook, email them to Miss Galloway, and her email will be right below. Okay, why you still?
And that's it, our first show in the bag. For all of us here and behind the scenes, we hope you have an awesome week at Lawson.